Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Courageous, Daring, Wonderful You, the YouTube channel for my business. And y'all, this was something that has taken me a while to finally come to. Being on video, producing video, shooting video, but I figured I would take the easy route today and I would shoot an introduction video, like just to get started. And I challenged myself this week to do this. Today, not realizing, I'm not even thinking about the fact that yesterday was the US elections. The reason I scheduled to do this today was because I had a podcast recording and I figured I'd be dressed for it, my makeup would be done, and why not take advantage and create this video for my YouTube channel? And it's so interesting, yesterday was the election. Today is for some people the fallout. For some people, they're happy. And so I want to start off with asking the question, how are you? And if you're grieving or wondering what's next, like what does the future hold, just to give you a little room and a little space for those feelings today. I know there were people who were like, I took off work. Um, I am fortunate, I guess, that right now I'm unemployed, so I didn't have to take off work. I didn't have to go into the or like the remote office and act like nothing had happened for me. I mean, I had interesting feelings today. That's not why I'm here. But something that was so interesting for me was the fact that when I think about Courageous, Daring, Wonderful You, aka CDWY, it's been something that's been on my heart for a long, long time. Because it's evolved over the years, but the basis of it is the same. Helping women find courage, take daring action, bold moves until they rediscover what's wonderful about them. And losing what's wonderful about you can happen from so many life situations, right? I mean, as women, as underrepresented people, society, institutions, so many things remove that or challenge that idea of how wonderful we are. Life situations, divorce, dating, widowhood, so many things. Even the other day, I hadn't thought about this until someone mentioned it. Even empty nesting, like your children growing up and leaving the house, causes this reevaluation like, who am I again? And so that's the vein of Courageous, Daring, Wonderful You. But as I've been navigating the evolution of that, right now being unemployed, really focusing in on what is CDWY, what I can provide now, you know, uh, uh, from the greater vision and mission for you. Community was something that I saw and that I was learning is needed for people in the situations I described. A lot of times when you're in those situations, you feel isolated. Me personally, I've been divorced twice, and that felt isolating because it's like I would say that to people and they'd be like, "Oh, what did you do?" Or like, "What's wrong with you?" That makes you feel pretty alone, right? But I know I'm not the only person that's been divorced twice, but when you're among your group of people, you might be the only one that has been divorced twice. I'm a Black woman and a technologist. Most of the time, I was the only Black person on my team. Not just the only Black woman, but the only Black person. And that can feel isolating. There's so many things that happen in our lives, transitions, moving from one place to the next. You move from a place where you know people and you're familiar to a new place, you're isolated, you're alone. And so, as I've been contemplating and ruminating and praying, because I'm a person of faith, about CDWY and what that means, community has become one of the solutions that I believe is necessary. And it was confirmed through a book I wrote done by a researcher. The book is called The Project Unlonely. And this is one of the things he posits is the answer to loneliness community. It makes sense, right? Don't it? It's like the opposite. But because I found it challenging to find community sometimes, that's another reason why I want to build community. And I think because we're in isolation, we need to know that we need community, if that makes sense. But in any case, I've been wondering, am I doing the right thing, Lord? Is this really what you want me to do? I feel like it should be, but I don't know that I'm reaching the people that I need to reach. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the wrong time. And I will say to you, this past weekend, I prayed and I said, God, I need you to show me, open my eyes, enlighten me, give me some answers this week. And I'll tell you no lie. When I woke up this morning, because I did not watch the news, I tried to limit all of that yesterday. I realized, oh, we need community more now than ever. More now than ever. It's necessary. Like, and so I didn't realize it that I was like, oh, God, you answered me. So this timing is uncanny, but it's when sometimes I wonder if I'm hearing God right and things like that. And the Holy Spirit is right there telling you what to do. And if you obey, things work out. And so this is actually perfect timing for me to talk to you about courageous, daring, wonderful you, you know, and the how I want to create community with courageous, daring, wonderful you, how I want to help women in transitions, right? Life transitions. Um, as I mentioned, have courage. We need each other. I know I need when I embarked upon this phase of my life where I had lost my job and I'm like, oh, I should start a business. I believe that God had told me to do that. I start almost immediately. I was like, Lord, I need help. Like, send some people so that I can talk to other people who are going through something similar or have been there so that I don't feel like I'm out of my mind, so that I feel like you're on the right track. We were not meant to live this life alone. God didn't create us like that. And so in any case, I have this burden for community to be the cure for isolation, for me to help create community for that. And so that's why CDWY is here at the moment. There's so much more that CDWI is about. But in that vein, or around that vein, I wanted to share with you a little bit about me and why you should be a part of what I want to bring to you, of how I want to help. By day, I'm a seasoned tech professional with over 25 years of expertise that spans software engineering, database administration, project management, blah, blah, blah. So, this is how I would always introduce myself and start my introduction. But things are new. I literally just prayed this today like, Lord, I know you're writing a new page, a new book in my life. Help me to be on the same page. They're not only new for me, they're renewing as well. And that's the thing about transformations and transitions. Some things are, and being having God in your life, there's a renewal, there's a restoration. My life, as I mentioned already, is in flux. It's in transition, it's changing. And a part of that is who I am. Like, I'm questioning that. Who am I? Who am I supposed to be? It's to be determined. Like, I'm closer than I was months ago, but there are times when I still question, like, should I still be looking for a tech job? There's money involved, things like that. So for about 10 years, and I think I mentioned this already, I've known that there's more to me than just the things I mentioned at the beginning. There's more to me and more to the meaning of my life, but I have struggled with my voice and my posture in that more. And when I say more, it encompasses like what is more, right? Like what is CDWY? What does that look like? How is it helping people? Like what is all of that? Then who am I in the more? Like I'm not Dawn, seasoned professional, techie professional. I'm not anymore? Or should I be as well? Right? What's my new identity in the more? So when you think about identity, it's a set of qualities. I'm going to read it: beliefs, personality traits, appearance and or expressions that characterize a person. And if you were to ask me who I am and what I do, my response would be tech professional, corporate citizen, project manager, cybersecurity professional, because that's been my identity for the last 30, almost 30 years, right? And identity is important to me. And so, because as a Black woman and an immigrant, I've invested so much of my time in that identity, resources, and even of myself on building my career, my expertise, reputation in an effort to obtain value in the world. Like in our generation, that is what we did. And so when I think about where I am now, it's like, oh, wait, I have to let go of that identity. So then who will I be? How am I valuable in the world? I'm not talking about self-value. I mean, my contributions to the world. And I'll be very honest and say that I felt this shift maybe about 3 years ago now. And so the first question that I asked when I felt it and I heard it, because I believe that God was speaking to me, was who will I say that I am? Or what I do when people ask? Like that was literally my first question, y'all. And there was no particular answer. Only thing I heard was to begin to prepare myself for the fact that that identity was changing. Back then, I didn't call it identity, I just called it what I do or something. I know more now. And just to wait, prepare myself. And I'll be honest and say, y'all, I'm closer again. I'm closer than I was 3 years ago to say the words, I'm building a business. I might be, and look, I shouldn't even be saying I might be done with corporate America. I'm supposed to be saying I am, but the little girl in the fair inside is like, are you sure? Like I had an income in corporate America. But the more I time passes, my passion has shifted. So I'm still waiting. I'm still evolving, but I'm still moving forward. Waiting, but moving forward. And to me, this is the essence of transition. Because you're going towards something, but you're not there yet. But you're also leaving some things behind, or you might be taking some stuff with you, whatever. That's transition. It is the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. There it is. So, who am I and what do I do? Maybe the answer is I am in transition. I am transitory. What do I do? I'm doing the work of transition to, I don't know all the answers, y'all. Community space provider, advocate, motivator, coach, so many things I can be, speaker. But it's to all of that. Transitioning to Dawn, right? Because she's always the same. Founder of Courageous, Daring, Wonderful You, a haven for women over 40, because that's my target. Because you hit 40, things start to transition. And I want to help us as women, and you don't have to be 40, but I find that in that age bracket, And most women will tell you 40, 50, you start to look at life a little different, things like that. So I won't go into detail about that. But I want to help us embark on a transformative journey together. Remember that community I was talking about? Not by yourself, together. So that we can redefine our dreams and celebrate our vibrant, right? Look, I had to wear these colors because I'm vibrant, confident, because we're going to be confident, and empowered selves. We're going to do that together. And what's also different, I guess, or transitioning is I am driven by heart, by my heart and godly purpose to do this, to guide you on a journey of healing, transformation, and rediscovery. Because I've had to do it. And I mentioned being divorced twice before. After that second divorce, I prayed, I said, God, there's a reason for this. Like, it can't just be, I mean, yes, clearly I had some work to do on myself, but there's a reason that I'm going through all these experiences. And I understood at that time that it was for me to help other people. And I want to do that in different ways, right? One, through this channel, to start to share with you my story, to start to share with you my experiences. I want you to feel not alone. I hope that the things I share will validate you, will let you know that, yeah, it's not haywire. Yeah, it's happening. You feel this way, someone else do too. And I want you all to pray for me because the vulnerability is challenging. A person who has been through two marriages and divorce, you learn how to cover up and hide things. And so the vulnerability is a huge growth area for me. And so, I'd appreciate your support in that. If something resonates with you that I share, leave it in the comments. Let me know. It's going to encourage me to keep on sharing because just like you, I feel alone sometimes. So if you come back to me and say, "Oh my goodness, Dawn, I felt that way too," or whatever, then I won't feel as alone. I mean, I know that statistically we are not alone, right? Like statistically, and the Bible also says that nothing that overtakes us is not common to man. Like things are happening to more than one person on the globe. So no, we're not alone, but it feels that way. So I'd appreciate, your comments, reach, and things like that. Share the content with other people who it might resonate with. And so they also can start to feel community. They can find inspiration, validation, even if it's just, like, man, I know how you feel. Like, I feel this way too, you know, finding that there. So I want to do that by sharing my story. I aspire to guide women from devastation to abundance. And I'm still on the journey. I'm be honest, y'all. And I don't think it ever ends. I don't think it ends. Because the more I grow and the more I'm challenged and I'm put in situations to grow, the more I realize, gosh, there's still work to be done. Like I've done a lot of work, but there's more. And I mean, the Bible does say that he who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it till the end. Like it's gonna keep on going. Like, how could you think you're finished? So I want to help us with that. I want to help us go from defeat to victory. Like that is possible, y'all. It's a process, but it is possible from low self-esteem because when you have these challenges, right? These transitional things, these pressures or these damaging situations that you're coming out of, it can affect your self-esteem. I want to help you go from that to great self-worth. And I'm hoping that I will do that by sharing my story with you because I've had the same challenges. I still have those same challenges. And some days are easier than others when it comes to working through that. Being here on camera tonight took a lot of talking to and understanding my worth, my value to you, right? From within me, not from any external factors or influences, because there are none except God that are like, yes, you should do this. I have people that I want you to reach. And so I'm hoping I reach you all. And I hope that you find resonance here. And I want you to join me on this journey. And I hope that my words can become a catalyst for an extraordinary life for you, look, and for me. So, yeah, I think the answer, and my therapist said this to me when I told her about like the answer, like, what am I going to do? So I'll say to people when they ask me, what do you do now? And she's like, well, you could say that you're doing what God told you to do. So I'm trying to do whatever God is leading me to do for this phase of my life, for this more, for this next. And I remain the other version of Dawn, and God has told me, I shouldn't say version, but that piece of me is still there. And there's so many other parts I hope to share with you. I love to travel. I think I'm an experienced chaser, y'all. Like I'm one of those people like, oh, I did it, I don't have to do it again, but I want to do it. I want to try it. Not everything, just some things. And multifaceted. And so on this channel, you'll probably get a lot of variation of things. I'm a little eclectic. I think I said that earlier. And I have a passions about several things. And so you'll probably get bites of that. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is my first video, and so I expect that it may not be the best one that I've ever done, that I will ever do. But I'm watching all of the people say, get the first one out there and just keep doing it. And so that's what I'm gonna try to do. You know, get out here, talk to you, share with you what's going on with me, offer you support and things like that. I have a podcast called Bites, Bits, and Brilliance: Journeys Beyond the Code. I will share the link with that in the show notes. It's a mentorship podcast. It exposes the career journey of senior tenured techies to get wisdom and guidance from their stories. That's the first season so far. I might be shifting to the second season, doing something a little different, but that's what it's about. I mentioned I'm founder of Courageous Daring Wonderful You. I host also a virtual gathering called Miracle Moments that right now is on a little bit of a hiatus. I'm still listening to God to what comes next for that. I was doing that for 3 years. What else? What else? Uh, I'm designing a cohort, I guess, maybe a group program, something like that. I want to help women in transition. I said that already. And in that program, we're going to be dealing with things like scarcity, walking in abundance, using our faith, taking action. Because in transition, that's what we're doing. Like I said, you're waiting, but you're moving. You can't transition if you're not doing anything. So, but within community, right? So yeah, I will talk to you about that more in upcoming videos as I refine that and things like that. So I think that's it, everybody. I don't know what else to say because, well, this is my first video. So please like, subscribe, share, right? I don't know if I'll have the little bell button thing and all of that stuff. Because part of the reason why I hadn't done video to this point was that I have so much to learn in other things that I didn't want to add the learning how to do the video on YouTube thing. But look, if you see the little subscribe or bell little icon on the video, go ahead and hit that so you can get notified when I have a new video and subscribe. I also have right now, as I mentioned, the things that I'm doing are currently the podcast, things like that. They are completely mission based. They are nonprofit. I would appreciate any support if you find that content inspiring or it's bringing value to you. Same thing for this channel. If you find it inspiring, if you find this value, I appreciate your support. Buy me a coffee. You can, do a bite of kindness in my tip jar. Those things will all be in the show notes. So thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful week. Yes, we are in recovery mode, but don't be alone. Find someone to talk to. I did that today. I called a few people and I just Listened to what they had to say. I was there for them and they were there for me. And that made a huge difference this morning, getting up and going. So let's be here for each other. We always have been. And you are strong. You are. You're resilient. You're powerful. You are courageous, daring, and wonderful. Until next time, bye.